In a world where celebrities are expected to smile through controversy and dodge tough questions with rehearsed lines, some stars just don't play that game. They don't dodge. They don't deflect. They shut it all the way down. These are the unforgettable moments when Hollywood's biggest names refused to stay silent and served reporters with unfiltered truth, sharp wit, and sometimes brutal honesty. From Jerry Seinfeld snapping on live television, to Samuel L. Jackson flipping an uncomfortable question right back on the interviewer, to Morgan Freeman dismantling a national debate with just one sentence. These aren't media-trained answers. They're real, raw, and unforgettable. And once you hear what Kanye West had to say about cancel culture, your jaw might just hit the floor. At a UFC press conference, a reporter asked a politically charged question about gender identity. Fighter Sean Strickland didn't hold back.
10 years ago, to be trans was a mental illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of you. The world is not saying, you know what, you're right. Chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is the enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there, asking these stupid questions.
It wasn't pretty, it wasn't polite, but it went viral. Later, the same reporter asked UFC CEO Dana White if he puts a leash on what fighters can say. White's response?
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash? Free speech. Gonna control what people say. Gonna tell people what to believe. Gonna tell people. I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want and they can believe whatever they want.
Point made. Samuel L. Jackson has never been known to hold his tongue. So when a reporter questioned the use of the N-word in Django Unchained, but wouldn't even say the word himself, Jackson pounced.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie.
Nobody, none. The word would be...
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it.
I don't want to say it.
Come on.
Will you say it?
No. That's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to say it?
They're going to bleep it when you say it on your show. Say it.
The reporter froze. Jackson didn't let up. The question wasn't just flipped. It was turned into a mirror. And the journalist had to stare at his own hypocrisy. Jackson didn't just answer the question. He exposed the cowardice behind it. When a reporter called out Jerry Seinfeld for the lack of diversity on his show, the comedian didn't laugh it off. At first, he responded with sarcasm, but you could see it building, frustration simmering into visible irritation.
The guests are mostly white males. Of 22 episodes that you've had...
Yeah, let's get into that. No. Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. What's going on here? This really pisses me off. But go ahead. Really pisses me off. People think it's the census or something. I mean, this has got to represent the actual pie chart of America. Who cares?
Then he made it clear. He's not in the business of filling quotas. He's in the business of being funny.
Funny, I'm interested. You're not funny, I'm not interested. Okay. And I have no interest in gender or race or anything like that, but everyone else is kind of with their little calculating, is this the exact right mix? I think that's, to me, it's anti-comedy.
No filters, no apologies, just pure Seinfeld. Denzel Washington doesn't shout. He doesn't need to. When asked if race relations had improved, he delivered a calm, powerful reminder.
Have race relations improved?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
His voice was steady, his message undeniable. And when someone once asked why a black director was chosen for his film, Denzel cut to the core.
It's not color, it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're in
Steven
a space
Spielberg
right
did Schindler's List.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences.
Measured, poised, and smarter than the room. During a 60 Minutes interview, Morgan Freeman was asked if he supported Black History Month. His answer?
Ridiculous. Why? You're going to relegate my history to a month? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, come on, tell me.
Well, the reporter looked stunned. Freeman didn't blink. Then came the knockout punch.
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
No.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
One sentence, a mic drop for the ages. A female journalist asked Bill Burr if women can be funny. Bad idea. Burr went off, classic Burr style.
Can women be funny?
Yeah, of course.
Some people have a hard time saying yes, though. There are a lot of angry young men on the internet that are like, women can't be fun.
Will you guys just grow up and just sit down and write your own and come up with it? Start your own show. Have your own award show. Quit waiting around for other people to do for you. That's the problem. If you guys had your own big club and I was standing outside of it, you'd never let me in. I'd start my own. You guys got to start your own. You got brains in there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So write your own and quit your whining. We're all eating a giant sandwich out here. Nobody cares. I don't care.
He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't backpedal. He called out the double standard and flipped the spotlight. And then he nailed the closer.
It makes no difference whether you got a or a. All right? Just do what you want to do, and hopefully people respond to it. But this the quotas.
Raw, loud, unfiltered Burr. When a reporter tried to corner Matthew McConaughey on his political views, he refused to play. He was asked whether he could get elected in Texas if he was anti-gun. McConaughey paused, looked directly at the interviewer.
I don't think anyone thinks you're one way or another way. And in 2021, you considered a run for governor of the state of Texas before deciding to focus on your family.
Yep.
Do you think political office is in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful?
Yeah.
Yes, most useful. Let me go through
Do you
this
think you
part of
could
my
get
time
elected
life.
in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay.
To give you a direct statement right there.
That's it. Just like that, he flipped the narrative. Smooth, calculated, in total control. Lil Wayne once claimed he'd never experienced racism. When confronted about that statement, the follow-up interview didn't last long.
I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism.
There was a lot of backlash from people about that. Would you change it, what you said, or
No,
you
not
still
at
feel the
all.
same way? What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea was that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I didn't know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police and for up reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matter, especially to my.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I don't feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy. You connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.
That was it. He stood up, walked out. Interview over. Wayne wasn't there for damage control. He wasn't there for backpedaling. He was there to draw a line, and he drew it hard. Ronda Rousey didn't hesitate. When asked if it bothered her that women in sports were underpaid,
is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dina and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
it wasn't emotional. It was business. No victim card. No PR spin. Just numbers and the raw truth behind them. When The View's hosts tried to draw Kurt Russell into a debate about gun control, he wasn't having it.
Recently, you made some headlines for saying that you felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
Well, you know, these are these things where, first of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call the dog and pony.
Right.
We're out doing the dog and pony selling a picture. And you get sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda. And that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day. The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching. So having said that, no, I was kind of asked to put it in context somehow with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my personal feeling is that there's a big difference between Fantasyland and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. And that's where that stuff belongs. In reality, when we're dealing with things like terrorism and whatnot, we're all going to have different opinions on how to do it and how to deal with it.
Sharp, respectful, but with a razor edge. He ended the debate before it even began. Tim Allen, known for his edgy comedy, tackled political correctness head on. He pointed to the classic movie Blazing Saddles, a film that couldn't exist today. He wasn't angry, just disappointed, and that made the message even stronger.
What I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, well, just don't say it. I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words that really got from my parents.
Yeah.
You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, even if you go watch the movie Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God, forget
You
it.
can't even watch that without looking around in your own room.
Kanye doesn't do subtle. When asked if he feared backlash for his beliefs, his response was classic.
Are you afraid of losing your audience? Yeah.
I told you I'm only afraid of God. I'm only afraid of my daddy, God. I done been 15 years. I'm telling you, God is showing that you can have your own thoughts, bro. I've been canceled before there was cancel culture. Who told you that my career would be over? The same people that are telling you that you can't have a right to say who you will vote for might think they so woke, but they following the rules of what woke's supposed to be.
Love him or hate him, you listen when Kanye talks. He didn't just answer the question. He turned it into a manifesto. They didn't flinch. They didn't fold. They faced the fire and lit one of their own. These weren't just comebacks. They were power moves. A reminder that even in the glare of cameras and loaded questions, authenticity still wins. This wasn't about chasing headlines. It was about reclaiming the mic, their story, their rules, their truth, uncensored. So the next time a reporter throws a curveball, remember what it looks like when a celebrity swings back. Which of these moments hit the hardest for you? Which response left you stunned, laughing, or cheering? Tell us in the comments and hit that subscribe button if you want more iconic moments from inside the icon.